So, Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach is coming up on the weekend, March the 1st. And I've been giving Tank a hard time for his choice of opponents and his lack of quality in his opponents and what he's had to do to keep himself winning. And I've been listening to some of his interviews. I've been very critical of this Donny because of all of this. But I've been listening to some of his interviews lately. He's been doing a few interviews. He done an interview with a guy who is from his actual area. So he kind of like feels very comfortable with this guy. And he's done a few interviews with other guys that are more coming off as street guys more so than people that conduct interviews. And he's been opening up a bit. And what I've gathered is that he doesn't care to be a champion. He doesn't care to be a belt holder. He doesn't care about all of these things. All he cares about is making money. And where he's from, the streets of Baltimore, he sees himself as a legend already. He gets a lot of attention, more attention than he's ever had in his life. Boxing's brought all of this for him. He thinks he's a legend and all of this type of stuff. And he doesn't care to fight guy. And I get it. I understand it now. I don't agree with it. I don't like it per se. But he is his own person and he has his own views on things. And his views are, I don't care about belts. I just want to have the big fights for the big money. But what seems to be the disconnect for me is that to get the big money, you have to fight for the belts because the belts are where the best fighters are. And that's how you get the most money, fighting the best fighters who are the most popular fighters that bring the most attraction, that bring the most views. Therefore, you have the most eyes and the most money comes to that event. But it just always seems to say when it comes to the guys that are in and around him that they're not ready, they need to prove themselves. But for me, he hasn't proved himself. He hasn't proved himself. Even though he beat Pedraza all those years ago, that's the only champion that I'll give you credit for. And plus, he wasn't even at his prime at that point. He was on his way out of the prime era of his career. And so, as much as I rate that, what you've done after that, as I've gone over before, I can't rate. But I understand where you're coming from. And I understand your views on what you're doing. As much as I understand them, is as much as I don't agree with them. And as much as I don't agree with them, is as much as I won't pay attention to what you do. I will watch highlights of your fights if I need to. The only time I will actually watch a fight of yours is if you're fighting a fighter that I'm interested in, and you haven't done that. You're fighting Lamont Roach. The only reason why I'm not interested in this Lamont Roach fight is because Lamont Roach isn't a lightweight. He's a junior lightweight. I can't work with that, bro. You're fighting super featherweights, bro. You're a lightweight. You're fighting a man from 130 pounds. You're a 135 pounder. So with that being said, I can't rate what you're doing, but I also can understand what you're doing. At the same time as I don't rate what you're doing, I can understand what you're doing. And with that being said, I will not be tuning into your fight with Lamont Roach. The card looks poor at best. Jose Valenzuela versus Gary Antoine Russell, that should steal the show. Gerard Hurd making a comeback. Alberto Puello versus Sandor Martin is a sleeping pill snooze fest of a fight. The rest of the guys on this card, I do not know. There are some decent fights on this card, but I'm not staying up 5 o'clock in the morning just to watch this when I don't rate it. I can't lie. I'll watch the highlights. If they show the full fight on YouTube after the fact, I'll probably watch that. But as for watching this card or this fight, that's not going to happen for me. And I hope you guys that do watch it will be thoroughly entertained. Lamont Roach is a champion at the super featherweight division, 130 pounds. And Gervonta Tank Davis is a fraud in my opinion. I'm not going to beat around the bush with it. He's a fraud. He actually thinks that his skills are on par with Floyd. Ridiculous notion. But this is what this guy thinks. Floyd will never get slapped about the ring the way I see you get slapped about the ring before you knock a man out. And you're always locking out little man. So no, don't try to compare yourself to Floyd. You're not Floyd, my guy. Alright? And as much as I don't expect Roach to really beat you, hopefully he can put a whooping on you to make you know, say, Ribboy, you need to level up. Or just leave. It's not you, Lamont Roach, but I just don't have any interest in this fight at all. It's not something that has my attention in any case. I know Tank is popular over there with you American Donnies. It's cool. You know what I mean? I mean, if Tank don't knock out this guy who I see Jamal Herring slap up, yeah, in 2019, if Tank don't knock him out, I don't understand why he's in there. Because really and truly, Lamont Roach is in there to get knocked out. He's Tank's brethren. Tank's fighting him because he's his friend from Washington, which is near DC. This Baltimore, Washington. This is Tank's brethren. And Tank is another thing like, I ain't fighting nobody to make them get paid off of my name. But I'll fight Lamont Roach because he's my brethren so he can get paid off of my name. Tank, cool. Do your thing. I have no qualms with what you're doing. I don't agree with it. I think it's stupid. I think it's rubbish. But I understand that you have no ambitions in the sport of boxing other than to make money, but you don't know how to do it because you don't realize that you have to fight the champions to make money. Because Al Heyman's been overpaying you. I made you see money that you've never seen before. And now you think you're a cash cow. You think you're the A-side and all of these rubbish statements. It's terrible. It's stupid. I don't like it. You're part of the reason why I say boxing's getting on my nerves. But now I understand you. I can bypass you. Because I understand that you have no real ambitions in the sport of boxing. So for me, it's a good thing that you're going to retire at the end of the year. I don't think you're going to retire. I think you're an attention-seeking little brat. Right? So you said that to get some attention. It's cool. But I hope you stay true to it and retire and leave the sport and don't ever come back. Anyway, Lamont Roach versus Gervonta Tank Davis. I believe Tank's going to stop him, going to carry him a bit. At least should stop him in about round 8, 9, something like that. And if he doesn't, then I hope Lamont... Personally, I would love for Lamont Roach to beat Tank. But it's not going to happen. I can't see it. You know? Strategically picking fighters. After this fight, I'm going to make a video and show you that this guy is a hypocrite. Because he says that people are strategically picking fighters. But that's exactly what's going on through your whole career. But you're going to knock out Lamont Roach. And good luck to you. But hopefully Lamont Roach puts on a good fight and makes it entertaining for the people that are going to watch. I won't be one of them. And I'll see you guys in the next video.